the first issue, as you mentioned, is 40 pages, but that just barely begins to touch on where we're going. And it's really in the same vein of EXO or Ninjak or Bloodshot, where we're really building out this huge, broad tapestry, almost a year in advance of where we're headed, if not more. You know, Christo sent in this pitch document which had every ninja basically, and it was just awesome. When I was talking with Dinesh, I'm like, we should just publish this, dude. The first issue of Ninja A, next issue Ninja B, but we wrapped around the story. We made the first one oversized, but I'm pretty pumped for it. And Tomas, who's just killing EXO right now, Diego Rodriguez, our color star on EXO, are going to go over and launch this for us next. So we think it's a really amazing right hook to lead out. Super, super excited. And Dinesh, I would just ask you one question as well, which is, you know, in terms of the Icons launches, we talked about how we put a ton of work into EXO Manowar, making sure it was a distinct entity that was informed by what came before, but was a new jumping on point. You know, what makes this a good jumping on point for Ninjak?
Well, I think first of all, I think we're all blessed at Valiant because we can build these giant mythologies out of these characters. We can tell very character-centric stories. You guys support us. We don't want to take advantage of that and just tell villain of the week stories. And so with EXO Manowar, instead of just doing more stories of him on Earth, let's send him into cosmic. Let's send him into space. Let's see what that looks like. Fulfill the potential of EXO Manowar. I think what Christos is doing here is exactly that. If you read Matt's Ninjak, it's an amazing book. It builds his whole mythology, and he teases this espionage component to it. So let's do a book where we just blow that up, and I'm sure Christos will tease another element to it that will allow Ninjak to continue to be a more three-dimensional character again and again. And so for me, I think this is a book where if you've never read Ninjak before, it's a whole new tone, a whole new point of view that is informed by what's come before, but not necessitating that you have to read what's come before. And hopefully get you excited enough, if you read this one, to go back as well as forward. Awesome. That's Ninja K coming in November. Let's have a big round of applause for Christos Gage.
Thank you. I want one of those Ninjak mugs. Okay.
So the Valiant universe has an alien armored Visigoth, nanite-powered commando, purple ninja who works for MI6, and also 2 adopted brothers who don't get along too well. Anyway, we have any fans of Quantum and Woody here today? Yeah. So this has been one of our most demanded returns, and here at Valiant Summit, we are super proud to announce that in December, Quantum and Woody are back in an all-new ongoing series written by Daniel Kibblesmith, art by Kano, the beautiful cover by Julian Tedesco. The crowd is literally jumping up and down. They're literally like bouncing. You can see them bouncing a little bit. They're that excited. So why Quantum and Woody? Why now? What does Daniel have in store? It was time to bring, we have a lot of great superheroes. They're really effective. EXO Manowar saved the planet many times. Ninjak 2. It was time to bring in someone who was terrible at their job, someone that would definitely screw it up.
Didn't get along.
So that the other characters had something to do, so they had something to save the world from. And so the world's worst superhero team is back. You want to tell us a little bit about the book, Warren?
Well, what we're going to discover is that the brothers, you know, I just want to mention that, as you noted before, we walked in here and we were able to access some of the greatest characters of all time, created by guys like Jim Shooter, Bob Layden, Barry Wintersmith, David Lapham, Joe Quesada, and Priest and Braid. And one of the great things about this particular run that Daniel's coming up with is we get to see the brothers in a way that we've never seen before. We're all huge fans of the issues that came before, but seeing the brothers really not in the same kind of status quo that we've really ever seen them before. No matter,
not on speaking terms.
They're not on speaking terms. No matter how bad it's been between Quantum and Woody over the years, they've always been brothers, and they have these bands that are attached. One is on Quantum, one is on Woody, and they have to clang them every 24 hours. So it's one of Priest's really brilliant metaphors for family, where it's sort of, you can't take them or leave them, you always got to keep them. And Daniel's really drilled down into this, and he's built a story where we open, and the brothers are basically engaging with each other because they have to, not because they want to.
Just once every 24 hours.
Once every 24 hours.
Hi, clang, get out of my life.
And there's been a terrible falling out. And what we begin to piece back is why this has happened and what this story is about, really. Why they have a falling out. No matter what Woody, who is a ne'er-do-well, who's always been in problems, who's always been arrested, and Quantum's had to bail him out, and Quantum's the straight-laced guy. He works for a living, he cares about society. No matter what they've been through, they've never fractured this badly. So we open and we see them in this place.
But it's Eric's fault. But Eric's the one that messed up this time.
Yes, Eric did mess up this time. He messed up big time. And you don't expect it to be that way, but yeah, we've got our awesome cover up here by Kano. Kano's back. He's going to be drawing this
For real, guys, there's no Shadowman coming. I know you were all excited.
But Kano's back. When I asked Kano if he wanted to do this, he's like, I've been waiting to draw those two jerks forever. I'm excited again.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he's just so happy. He couldn't pass. So he's back. He did a beautiful job for us on the Delinquents book, which is a Quantum Woody and Archer and Armstrong crossover. He's perfect for this. Daniel's come up with a great story here. If you guys are not following Daniel on Twitter, start right away. He's one of the funniest guys. He's an absolute genius. He writes for the Daily Show with Stephen Colbert. Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He's a real talent, so I think we've got something special here.
Yep, and Kano's first interior since Book of Death one shot he did. So
yes,
totally
yes, and it's great work on Delinquents. But in keeping with what we were talking about with Ninjak, this is a book that, again, we're very blessed. We get to build the mythology of these characters out. It is a book about family, and Daniel's been very smart. He's built a story that is about family, and we get to learn a little bit about Woody's family and a bit about his origins, too. So stay tuned for that.
And just very briefly, I know we probably should address it. I know there was a leak of some Quantum and Woody television news. What can you say about that, Dinesh? Anything? Lay it on.
Live on the air, Dinesh asked about TV shows. Yes, we have the Russo brothers are producing with us. They're huge Quantum Woody fans. They were integral in both Modern Family and Community. Two shows that have a very specific tone, and they're bringing that to Quantum Woody. We also have Barn Ferrari, two fantastic writers. They wrote Ant-Man and Ant-Man 2. Those are the components that have been announced so far. There are equally large components in this show that have not been announced in terms of actors and other producerial writing capacities. So stay tuned. We'll announce them when we can. But rest assured, this is going to be a big deal, guys.
Lots of stuff coming for Quantum and Woody later this year, and this is going to be a book that you're going to be hearing us talking a lot about as we head towards December. So that is our 2017. What do you guys think? Anything worthwhile in there? Yeah? But we know that Valiant's a company that likes to work ahead, and I don't think I think we should maybe just tease out a little bit about what might be coming in 2018. Do we have anything we can share? What do you think?
A little something, something.
A little something, something?
Something we already announced, in fact.
We talked a little bit about an event called Harbinger Wars 2. Have you guys heard anything about this? Yeah? Okay, so coming in December, we have a very, very special book called Harbinger Wars 2. This was available only as a special mail-away exclusive that you could get by redeeming some coupons that were in Harbinger Renegade number 1 through 4. And here at Valiant Summit, we're going to tell you for the first time that book is going to be written by Matt Kint with art by Doug Braithwaite. That's a creative team that's worked on some of our biggest titles. And they are devoting a lot of time to this special one-shot story that's essentially a thank you for the fans who put a lot of work into getting that book from the coupons for Harbinger Renegade number 1 through 4. What can we expect from this book? I know it's still a little bit far away, but what do we have coming for Harbinger Wars 2, and how does this fit in?
Harbinger Wars 2 is going to be the biggest thing we do, guys. 100%, this is the biggest story, the biggest conflict. Nothing has prepared you for what we're going to do with Harbinger Wars 2. And to show you how serious we are, we're doing two things. One is Harbinger Wars 2 number 0, which is not essential reading, but anyone that's read Harbinger Renegade and wants to read Harbinger Wars 2, definitely you should try and get this book. It's going to be a fun book. And then the other thing that we're going to do is Harbinger Renegade number 5 is going to be a very, very emotional book. So much so that we have a wrap. We have a warning label on the book.
Yep, this is one of the most hardcore things that we have probably done. There's a very, very graphic death of a major Valiant character in this issue, and we're so secret, as a matter of fact, that I think, how many people I know about it? 5 of us, myself, you, Warren, Derek, and Rafer.
That's it. Yep. We have not even told the rest of the Valiant crew, because it is such an inflammatory thing we're doing that we're afraid it's going to leak. We want to keep this as big a surprise as possible for you guys. Hence the warning label, hence no one at Valiant knowing other than the 5 of us. Good luck trying to get it out of us, by the way. And stay tuned for the issue, because it, again, like we talked about, Jody House's best work perhaps is going to be Faith in the Future Force, her best to date. I think Rafe Roberts' best script ever is his script for Harbinger Renegade number 5. I think the best stories from Valiant are yet to come. Yeah,
Rafer just crushed this issue. It's absolutely fantastic. And Derek's drawing the heck out of it. We're pretty stoked.
And what you're going to see slowly over the course of the coming year, Harbinger Renegade number 5 comes out in July of this year. We're calling it the beginning of the road to Harbinger Wars 2, and you're slowly going to start to see the dominoes that are going to fall over the next 12 months as we lead into what, as Dinesh said, is our biggest event to date and most impactful
From a narrative standpoint, this thing is going to be like nothing you've seen from us before.
Absolutely. So that all begins in Harbinger Renegade number 5, and then Harbinger Wars 2 number 0 will be shipping in December to the folks who are able to redeem it. And as you can see, there's a lot of folks who could potentially have a target on their back based on this image by Mark Laming. So who's that character you mentioned before? I think I forgot. Who's the one that
one who's definitely not getting a book?
The one who's definitely not getting Shadowman?
Nothing's coming from Shadowman.
I don't know. Do we have any Shadowman fans here? Would you guys like to know anything about Shadowman? So I think without a doubt, Shadowman might be our most demanded character. What do you guys think?
Yes, definitely, definitely. Even the logo alone gets people excited.
Yep.
And that's all we got for you guys.
Yep,
Just the logo.
Just the logo.
Good night. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
So we have something very special coming for Shadowman. And we can't tell you too much about it, but we can tell you the date. And that is March 28th, 2018. There is going to be a new Shadowman book on the stands. This is a major date for Valiant for a very special reason.
Yes.
Dinesh, why?
Well, listen, guys, I know what you're feeling right now. This is a long ways away. This is 1 year away. But think about it this way. X-Men Man of War, we announced that book well in advance. We put an incredible team on that book, a number of great artists, and we put all our resources towards making it a massive, massive book. Today we told you that X-Men Man of War #1 was the biggest books, one of the biggest books of the year and the biggest independent book of 2017. And I think we're very safe to say no book will beat that record in 2017. We're going to do the same thing with Shadowman. We already have a fantastic pitch, a fantastic writer. We've got a great creative team. And as we march towards March of next year, we're going to be showing you a lot of really cool stuff. So it will be worth the wait, guys. But it is a little bit away.
Yep. So this is going to be a major, major date for Valiant going forward. I think we're planting our flag in the sand here. If you guys have seen the kind of work that we put into X-Men Man of War this year, get ready because March of next year is going to be massive for Shadowman and a major publishing event
and
for
March
us.
is going to be a big month for us every year going forward. We've grown now to a place where we're very lucky. You guys have supported us. We've been very successful. We're going to take our shot now at the big guys a little bit, just a little bit. And every March we're going to do something really, really big, a big launch, a big something. And this year was X-Men Man of War. We've got X-Men Man of War Wednesdays every month this year. Next year will be Shadowman. And that'll be equally seismic.
And we should mention that that art is by the incredibly talented Greg Smallwood, who you guys know from Dream Thief, from Moon Knight. Phenomenally talented guy, and has delivered some absolutely stunning work for Shadowman. So very excited for what's coming in 2018. But without further ado, we have a couple minutes left. We'd love to take some questions from the audience if you guys have any. We have time for 2 or 3 questions, and we'll take some questions from the Twitch live stream. Anyone out there feeling itchy? What do you got? Question? Yes, sir.
Will the goat make a reappearance in Quantum?
Oh, I'll state it again. I'll state it again for the live stream. Will the goat be appearing in Quantum and Woody?
The goat is. I mean, how could we not? How could the goat not be in Quantum and Woody? The goat might be more popular than not just Quantum and Woody, but every other character at Valiant. So much so that in the development, we'll talk TV show for a second. In the development of the TV show, all anyone wants to hear about, I'm talking Joe Russo, Anthony Russo, Gabe, and Andrew Barn Ferrari. All they want to do is talk about the goat and trying to get a goat button episode where nobody talks. It's just the goat for 22 minutes. This is how popular the goat is. So yes,
that's
plenty
awesome.
of goat coming your way.
All right, let's take a question from the Twitch stream. Here we go. A lot of characters coming back in 2017. When will we see more Rye and 4001 AD?
Well, we've got the one-shot coming up in June with Rafer. July, June.
Yep, there's Rye, the History of the Valiant Universe coming up this summer, and then Faith in the Future Force, of course, which is going to have some 40%.
History of the Valiant Universe. We're going to check in on Rye. We're going to see that will be Raul will return there. We've got Faith in the Future Force, as Hunter mentioned.
Yeah.
And we're cooking.
If only we hadn't announced everything. Did we announce everything?
We didn't announce everything.
Oh, that's right. We've got one thing left.
You know, walking through that, it was great to see how stuff went away for 4 or 6 months, came back. You know what I'm saying? When it was right, when it was perfect.
Yes.
When the timing was right. You know?
Rather than what we're talking about, it's very important that we address this. Rather than continually publishing a book and letting the quality dip, we at Valiant want to make sure everything we do is worth the time and effort, the time and money that you guys pay to consume it. And so we like to take these breaks, make sure we have a really, really great book before we come back with it.
The only pressures on us are trying to tell great stories. And that's what we always strive for. We don't have to do... We don't have to do 4 line-wide crossovers every year to goose numbers for a quarter. We don't have to do anything like that. The pressure that's just on us is to make sure that Harbinger is ready to go when it's ready to go. Shadowman's ready to go when it's ready to go. So that's really, that's really one of the foundational elements of Valiant.
One more question. Yes, sir.
What's the future of Archer and Armstrong?
What's the future of Archer and Armstrong, guys?
Faith in the Future Force would be a great place to check in on that. We absolutely love the run that Rafer just finished up for us with David LaFuente and Mike Norton. We're cooking. Not everything. We're not going to announce everything today.
I'm sick of them. I think they're done. That's it. Much like Shadowman, never again.
Let's take one more question from the live stream. Seriously, guys, who dies in Harbinger Renegade number 5?
All right.
Hints?
Okay. I can't. Sorry. They'll get really mad.
Warren is available to bribe.
Yes.
I want to put that out to the world.
Very low bribe. 3 figures we're talking here. Give you done.
But I've hired a sniper to tail Warren everywhere he goes.
You didn't tell me that.
I'm telling you now. The minute it looks like he's about to say something that's related to Harbinger Renegade 5, that's it. New EIC.
Done.
Time for one last question. We can take it from the house or from the live stream. Anyone here? No? All right. What's next for Savage?
Warren, Savage.
Savage being the series by B. Claymore,
Yes.
Clayton Henry, and Louis LaRosa that we
Yes,
released
one of the
to
new
a lot
characters that
great
were released
reviews this
last
past
year. One of the characters that came out in last year. We love the response to it. Louis LaRosa, obsessed with dinosaurs. If you want to get into a 45-minute conversation with Louis about the minutiae of dinosaurs, just talk to him about feathers. He loves it. It's his favorite thing to do. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Louis is the best. We've got some plans coming up for Savage.
Quite a cliffhanger on that last issue.
Quite the cliffhanger.
Quite the cliffhanger. It's kind of awesome. The story's going to be awesome. I don't want to get too far into it right now, but it's awesome.
Awesome. So that's what we have for you guys today. Thank you to our wonderful audience here. Thank you to our guests. We want to And again, another major thank you for HyperRPG, who right here in this studio hosts the Valiant Vanquished role-playing show every Wednesday. Zach, do you want to come on out, buddy, and say what's what? This is Zach Eubanks, CEO of HyperRPG, and our host today.
Why don't we get out of your way?
No, you guys are good. You guys are good. This will be quick.
Well, you guys are going to create a singularity. Yeah.
On the same couch.
You feel
what
threatened?
If they touch?
You feel
It's like
threatened,
time
don't you?
cop.
There can
The
be
whole
only one.
universe can end.
We got Warren here to
I'll keep it separate.
keep the
I'll
buffer.
it
Keep the
separate. I'll
buffer.
keep it
So Zach, you've been tapping into a
Yes.
whole new, angle on the Valiant universe through Valiant Vanquished. What is that show for fans out there who may not know, and how can they get involved?
Well, the show has been running for over a year now. We did this first season last year up in Seattle, and we just started our second season down here in LA. And we're really excited and proud to be a part of Valiant Digital with you guys this year, which is really cool. And I think you guys are absolutely crazy for working with us because it's a live RPG with a bunch of comedians. Here at HyperRPG, we are super fans of the Valiant universe. And all of our hosts are big fans of the Valiant universe as well, but they're also comedians that can roll poorly. And then all of a sudden you end up with a gas can that shoots confetti and talks. And and now it's a part of the Valiant universe, which is really cool. But it's a live RPG every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. The audience is able to interact with the show. Every week we pull a winner from the audience to be an NPC in the show, so they get immortalized on the show as well. And it's a really crazy and absolutely nuts fun time. It's really fun.
I can't stop watching. I'm not a role-playing guy, but I can't stop watching you guys just have a blast and make jokes and play in the Valiant universe.
Yeah, we're only 4 episodes in right now. You can catch up on YouTube. And actually, when we're done here in just a couple minutes, if you're watching on the live stream, we're going to play the first 2 episodes.
Awesome.
Just let them run through the afternoon, and you can ask lots of questions in the chat. We have a lot of fans in the chat. And it's been really cool for us to bring our love of the Valiant universe to our chat room and now have discussions about the books and to host you guys and to host this event and all of you as well. This has been a really cool. Kind of a nerd dream come true.
Indeed.
In a lot of ways.
And thank you for letting us borrow the studio
Yes,
for
thank
the
you.
afternoon.
Yeah,
Awesome,
of
awesome
course.
spot. Last question for you. The road to Harbinger Wars 2. We just said a little bit about that, what we're going to be doing on the publishing side. You are getting to see a little bit of the secret sauce.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been brought into the secret club of 6 yet.
Not all of the secrets, but one of the fun things that Josh and Dinesh asked us to do is to use the show to help build up to the excitement of Harbinger Wars that's coming. And So our show is a group of recently activated psiots who were released as latents on the psiot papers, and there's a lot of people who are trying to control that situation, and there's a lot of mysterious players involved, and we get to kind of work towards those big events in really fun and creative ways and hide little secrets in there for you guys.
Yeah, super cool. All right, let's have a big round of applause for Zach, our host for HyperRPG. And that concludes this year's Valiant Summit. Thank you so much to everyone watching.
Oh, wait, we have one more thing.
Oh, go. What is it?
We have a giveaway for the audience that's watching.
Wait, there's more?
Yes, there's a giveaway. So for all the people who are watching the live stream, get active in the chat room. We are giving away a signed poster from the event, a collection of Volume 1 comics, and some exclusive merch that'll be shipped to you directly from Valiant. So Lucas, you want to go ahead and pull a winner? He's going to pull a winner and yell it. So if you want to close out, then we'll announce the winner.
Thank you to everyone that came to the live audience. Thank you also to the crew back in New York, all the guys that helped put this together, Robert Myers, Charlotte, everyone. Thank you to Shanice, Josh, Andrew, Ryan, everyone that's helped today. Big thanks to HyperRPG, all the creators.
Still boo Warren though, right?
Well, I didn't say thank you to Warren, did I?
Okay, good.
That was not a mistake.
Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. That concludes this year's Valiant Summit. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Mikasa, whatever, it's in the chat. Thank you guys. We're going to play that playlist. Stick around.
Thank you.